welcome to week 3. This week we're going to be talking about core connection. So this is all about how do we strengthen the muscles in the center of the body to help us stand tall, to help support our back, to help us move through daily life well. Now, a lot of core exercises are done using forward flexion. So that means lying on the floor and pulling up the head above gravity. But to help us reduce our fracture risk, we're going to do everything keeping our spine in a nice neutral position. Now, for this, you are just going to need a mat. You may even want to put like a blanket or something just to make sure that you've got a bit of padding for your spine. And you're going to need a soft block or a cushion just to support your head. So I want you to pop that down onto the mat. I'm going to lie down on the floor. So ideally when you lie down, you want to come onto your side, and then I would like for you to roll onto your back. Now, whilst you are here, just have a little quick posture check, okay? So we should feel, you notice I've got my knees bent in line with my hips, my tailbone is heavy, my lower back is soft, and all that means is that my spine is in its natural position. So there's a teeny tiny gap underneath my lumbar, okay? You don't want to be able to land a plane under there, but there's just a little bit of space. That's my natural lumbar curve, and it's normal. You're also going to feel that the ribs should be touching the mat, okay? And our shoulders and collarbone are open. The first thing I want you to do is to put your hands on your belly for me. Close your eyes and just take some nice deep inhales. Try breathe into the hand and then exhale through the mouth. Like you're blowing through a straw, nice long exhale. So you take that big breath in, big exhale, just like that, okay? And I want you to do 2 or 3 like this. Now the first couple, it's gonna feel really like a little bit more challenging to get that breath into the hands, even me when you heard it there. My next couple, exhale, it gets easier, right? Now, why am I getting you to do this? Because breath and core are interconnected. And I don't want you to get too hung up about when you should breathe. I want you to just continually keep breathing naturally, because you'll notice as you're taking your exhale, hopefully you're still breathing with me, as you take that exhale, you'll feel that your abdominals sort of sink down, or they sort of narrow together. And what that's doing means that if our breath is working really well, if we're breathing in and out really well, naturally our abdominals are engaging for us. So we don't have to consciously do it, right? We don't have to consciously grip or pull the abdominals down. If we take the exhale, the abdominals do the work for us, okay? So that's all people talk about when they talk about breath and core engagement. Now, another good way to make sure or to feel the engagement or the muscles in that we want to work is to lift your legs one at a time to tabletop position, meaning my knees are stacked over my hips and my shin bones are parallel to the floor. And if you do not feel comfortable in this position, you can always keep one foot on the mat. Now, from there, I want you to just place your hands right on the front of your thighs. And I want you to push your hands into your thighs and your thighs into your hands. So there's no movement happening, but there's like a little bit of a contraction. And as you do this, I want you to breathe out. So I breathe out, I gently push. And then I breathe in, release. Exhale, push. And release. And what you should feel is that you get this engagement of all these muscles around the center. You'll even feel it through your thighs as well. So what we don't want to do is force the movement. We want to exhale, gently contract, find that tension in our body to feel those muscles switch on, and release. And you're going to give me one more. Exhale, and then relax, and then just pull the knees into the chest. So that's a really quick way to get your breath working, to feel those muscles around our center, to help us warm up and get used to working our abdominals and our center. So from there, we're going to add on and do an exercise called the dead bug. So we're going to keep that gentle tension. Now, we're not going to put in as much tension as we did before, just enough that we feel those muscles are like switched on, okay? From there, we're going to stretch the same arm as leg away from the center of the body, and then we're going to come back in. I'm going to put that gentle pressure between my knee and my hand as I take my same arm as leg off and back. Now, the further away I reach my arm and leg, the more challenging the exercise is. I'm keeping that gentle connection between my hand and my thigh to remind ourselves about our center. What we want to avoid is this. Now, I am really exaggerating, right? But you'll notice what happens is I get this big arch in my back, okay? And what that means is that the weight of my leg is pulling my pelvis forward, and I've not got control across my center. So our goal is that as our legs are here, that we can maintain this position. So I can keep my spine nice and still as I stretch the arm and leg away. If you feel yourself start to arch, simple solution is you're just going to lift the arm and leg a little bit until you feel that connection again, right? Until you find that nice strong center and come back. And I always like to describe it like we're sort of wearing a corset, like those muscles, not just in the abdominals, but in the back, all connect and we zip up through the front. So we're going to do, I want you to try about 10 of these, okay? We call them dead bugs, okay? We look a bit like a dead bug. And then if you feel confident to do so, you can progress, right, by doing opposite arm, opposite leg, and keeping the hands in the air. So this is also a really good proprioception exercise. So that means being able to understand where your body is in the space and coordination, right? A lot of us struggle with coordination. So this is also a really good exercise for that as well. Now, once you've done your 10 to 12 reps, pull those knees into the chest and just give the knees a gentle circle in each direction. This just releases our lower back, okay? Now, once we've done a couple of those, you can always as well, guys, if it doesn't feel good keeping both legs in the air, you can do exactly the same thing with just one side. So I stretch my arm and leg away and I come back in, a little bit of connection. Breath is fluid, stretch away and come back. So you would do 8 on this side, switch to the other side and you would do 8 on the other. All the time making sure that we can control our center, okay? Now, a progression from that exercise is going to be a little leg lift and lower. So this time I'm going to put both of my hands on one knee. So I'm putting them both on my left thigh and I'm going to just tap one leg down and up, okay? Tap one leg down and up. So I'm starting with my knee bent, okay? Maintaining that switching on of those center muscles. Now, if that feels easy, I'm going to stretch that leg, maybe even point my foot, and I'm going to lower that leg down and up. So this is much more challenging because my leg is longer or straighter, right? I've got more weight on my pelvis. I've got to work my abs harder to maintain the movement. So that's your progression. Let's switch over to the other side. I'm going to start off with my knee bent, gentle pressure into my right thigh as I tap the leg down and up, down and up. So that's level 1. Level 2 is you're going to stretch that leg up. You're keeping that connection between hand and thigh, abdominal strong as you lift and lower. Remember, the lower the leg goes, the more challenging the exercise. And our goal is that we're never having any arching, tilting, or moving in the spine or the center. Once you've done about 5 repetitions on each side, you can hug those knees into the chest. Just give them a little rock from side to side. Roll on to your side and sit yourself up. So there we have it, guys. A very quick and little simple overview of how we start and learn to train our core or our abdominal muscles if we have osteoporosis. So give this exercise a go. I would try this a couple times this week. Build up your strength, try the different variations, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat for week 4.